What's going on, everybody? What's happening? It is Saturday movie night. What's the date today? Saturday, February the 26th, 2022, 7:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is episode 35 of Saturday Movie Night. What is Saturday Movie Night? Well, it is specifically for my level number 2 and 3 patrons. Once a month, I put up a poll on my Patreon for my level number 3 patrons to vote on. I put up like 5 or 6 movies, and they get to choose which movie we get to watch together. And then it is open to my level number 2 and 3 on my Patreon to watch the live stream. And then after the live stream is done, it goes up onto my channel for everybody to enjoy. And tonight we are watching a 1986 classic. I don't know if I'd call it a classic. Chopping Mall. Chopping Mall. What were some of the ones I had up on the poll? Let me see here. I forget now. It's been a long day. I had the poll. We had, what do we have? We had Chopping Mall. We had Cheerleader Camp, Bachelor Party, The Prowler, The Gate, Terror Vision, and Chopping Mall won by a long shot too. It wasn't even close. So yeah, if that interests you, if that's something you might want to take part in live, feel free to check out my Patreon via the link in the description below. This isn't a long movie. Now I'm watching it from YouTube. I know some of you are going to be watching it on Shudder. I don't know how long it is on Shudder. On YouTube, it's only like an hour and 16 minutes. It's like 76 minutes long. So it's not a long film, but it's a fun film and one I haven't seen in quite some time. So I'm looking forward to seeing it again tonight. Chopping Mall 1986. Good to see Frank into the chat, Cody Snyder into the chat as well. And sometimes people can't tune in live, so they watch after the fact. But it's open to level number 2 and 3 if you want to join in. So let's get this party started. Frank says, great nostalgic cheese. Crying right now how malls used to be in the 80s. It's true. Same time on Shudder, says Cody. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's good. At least it's not like, an hour and 80 or, 180 minutes on Shudder. It's like, oh God, what the hell did they cut out? All right. Well, I am paused. Where am I paused here? One second. Oh my God, I got so many windows up. I am paused where it says Concord Presents. That's where I am paused. Concord Presents. And yeah, let's get started. Here we go. Let's do this. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Fucking love this. "20 minutes was cut from the original." Yeah, it was. You're right. You are correct. I love this. Where was this shot? What mall was this? Does anybody know? This is so cheesy. People loved these kinds of robots in the 80s. Gunshots in the 80s too. Have you ever noticed that gunshots in the 80s had like a sound to them? J-Man's Movie Cave is here. Frank says, so funny how the poster is misleading. Completely. This movie is complete nonsense cheese, but I'm glad it won the poll. I wanted to throw up something light, not take ourselves too seriously. Did this have Sherman Oaks, says Frank. Okay, cool. Did this have a theatrical run? There's no way this had a theatrical run. Did it? That'd be odd. Same as Commando. Oh. The End, a Securitronics production. I didn't know that. Makes sense, though. What year was Commando? 85? 86? Somewhere around the same time. It's great. Look at this guy. This is like the beginning of like a really cheesy, bad RoboCop film. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. 85. Thank you, Cody. That's what I thought. Because it would have been after Terminator, because Terminator was kind of his first big break, right? I mean, I know he had Conan and things like that, but this was really, yeah. Jason says, nothing wrong with some cheese now and then. No, it's true. It's true. I like cheese. Who doesn't like cheese? I like cheddar cheese. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Mozzarella is good too. Swiss cheese. Ooh. You know those Swiss crackers? Whew, man, they're good. Gee, I wonder if these things malfunction. Malls in the 80s, man. Malls in the 80s. Malls are not the same. I mean, obviously malls still exist, but it's so funny too. Like my girlfriend and I will often go into, because you know how you can always find like a mall that has been around for a while. You usually find them in like old towns in the suburbs or something. There's a few malls in this area that when you walk into, it is like walking into a time capsule. It's like stepping back into 1986. Everything from the floors to the smell to just the way it looks. You're like, wow, this is not a new mall. You know what I mean? Like if you go into malls in the heart of city, like, the Eaton Center in downtown Toronto, which is one of the biggest, it's the biggest in the city, one of the biggest in the country. It's very modern, obviously, right? But there are some malls that you go into and you're like, yeah, like just from the floor and the carpet and stuff. It's like, wow. And I can remember going shopping with my mom in the 80s. I mean, I don't have a vivid memory of it, but I do remember, being there, shopping in malls in the 80s and stuff. Frank says, remember going to the mall every weekend back in the day? Yep. Oh, yeah. It was a big deal, man. It was a big deal. Shopping mall. I still think I should do I should sell my idea for Mall Santa. It's like Chopping Mall meets, I don't know. Well, meets like a epic slasher. Love this music too. John Terlesky. I love how they're trying to make everything look so high tech and future. I love it. Did this, you know what? I just want to, hang on. I got to see. So bad. It was released in theaters. Oh my God. Yeah. Concord Pictures released the film in limited theaters. Okay, in limited theaters on March the 21st, 1986. It was known during production as Robots, then Killbots. Upon initial release as Killbots, the film did poorly at the box office. No. However, it fared better when it was re-released as Chopping Mall. The name Chopping Mall was a suggestion of a janitor. Fascinating. The film was released on VHS in the United States by the Vestron... the Vestron sub-label. Lightning Video in 1987. Lionsgate released the film twice on DVD, once in 2004, blah, 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 blah. Remake. In November 2011, Dry County Entertainment acquired the film rights and is planning on a remake with a supernatural twist. This is like 12 years ago. The film was produced... Oh, okay. The film will be produced and written by Kevin Bocard and directed by Robert Hall. As of October 2021, nothing has materialized. No surprise there. No surprise there. I love this though. I love seeing the mall and people doing their thing, shopping. And what's great about this too is that this isn't a movie or a show that's shot today to make it look like 1986. This is actually 1986. So it's got more of that authentic vibe to it. You know what I mean? Darren Sands. Hey, everyone. Dank here. Good to see you, Dank. Good to see you, Dank. Nice to see you. Did you figure out a movie that you were going to watch tonight? Or did you watch it already? Well, she must have burned herself. Look at this guy's shirt. That's it. It keeps, it's funny. It's no longer there, but there was a little greasy spoon in downtown Toronto that my dad used to take me to when I was a kid called People's Restaurant. And there was a guy behind the counter like him who, it wasn't his shirt that was like that though. It was his apron. His apron was so greasy like that. And he had big curly black hair, and each booth had a little like mini jukebox, so you could like put in a quarter and play like a little song, whatever. I miss that restaurant. It closed 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. I love how there's a lightning storm. It's just going to cause these robots to go mad. Frank says some cute 80s girls in here. Yep. 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 Got the 80s hair going on. 86, how old would I have been? 7, I guess. In 86, I was 7. I was not watching Chopping Mall. I didn't watch Chopping Mall until later. In 87, I would have been probably watching, Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, all that stuff. Goonies, Indiana Jones. See, is that oh, it is that. That's what I thought it was. Kind of looks like Bruce Campbell a bit. Doesn't it? Is it just me, or does he kind of look like just a little bit like a stunt double or something? I don't know. Hair looks fake too. Darren says we gave up and started watching chat shows. Ah, okay, all right. That happens to that happens. There's many times where Lee and I will often thumbnail search, we'll call it. We'll be on Netflix or Prime or whatever, and we'll be thumbnail searching. I don't know. What did that one? Yeah, maybe we'll do that one. What did that one? I don't know. Put it on the list. And then like after an hour, we're like, we could have watched a movie by now. And then we're like, clearly we'll just go watch something else. This guy looks like he should be dead. There's always got to be that one guy. It's funny, you can see the reflection of the set lights in this guy's glasses. If you notice, if you watch carefully in some movies and in some TV shows, if somebody's wearing glasses, depending on how it's shot and how they move their head, you'll often catch the reflection of the set lights in them. But it can work if they're in an environment where it would make sense to have like lights like that on the ceiling or somewhere in the environment. Like if you're in a warehouse or, I don't know, somewhere where it would kind of make sense. I've seen films and shows where it's like, oh, those are the set lights, but it works in this scene because of where they are. But then you watch some shows and movies where you'll see kind of the reflection of these lights and they're in like, their living room or something. And you're like, here, it might work here. It might work here because they're in kind of a work store environment, But yeah, you'll often see that. Obviously, that would be something I know. That would be something that I would be working with my DP to try and eliminate. Sometimes it's just impossible, but I know I would be doing my best to try and eliminate that. Yeah, these girls are probably 80 now. Yeah. We'll sometimes watch old videos of like the 1920s or 30s, people taking like film of like the streets of New York or Toronto or London or wherever. And there's actual video of this stuff on YouTube, and it's really eerie to watch because it feels, and some of them have remastered them and put them at 60 frames per second to give it more of a fluid motion. Oh, it's eerie to watch. It looks like it was shot yesterday. It's kind of creepy, actually, because it's so old. It's like 100 years old. But we'll often be like, you see that baby right there? Yeah, dead. Yeah, you see that kid? Yep, yeah, dead. And they are, if it's 1920s, you know? It's crazy. Love me some Ethel. Jason says, hey, Dave, I got Bruce coming on for our favorite sci-fi films. Bruce coming on for your favorite sci-fi. Oh, cool. Awesome. That's good. Yeah, he loves science fiction. That's his favorite genre. Yeah, films from the 30s and 40s are great, but I was talking about actual like home movies. We'll sometimes watch home movies on YouTube, like just somebody out on the street in the 1940s taking video, unless you're just making an extra thought. It's crazy. MGA. All hell's going to break loose. I haven't been to the mall in a while. Because with COVID, I mean, the malls are open right now. He literally almost grabbed her breasts. He basically, and you saw them move, so he probably felt them. Ooh. I don't even think she's wearing a bra. This guy's going to die. This jock guy, he's totally going to die. Daddy. That'd be so annoying. Has anybody ever dated somebody who had overprotective parents? I never did. Thank God. That would have been so annoying. Yeah. Cody says, I only go to vendors malls anymore on the hunt for the VHS. Oh, yeah. Look at this hair. My sister had hair like that in the 80s. Oh, yeah, the old girls' change room. I think we should bring these hairstyles back. What do you guys think? We should convince our spouses to start doing this. That's what we should do. Honey, you see that mop right there? I'm just saying. Sexy, let's bring it back. Jay says, I have 8mm tape of me at 2 years old sledding down a hill and playing a Muppets drum kit. Very cool, Jason. Very cool. I don't have any video of me from that long ago. There's audio tape of me, though, I think at like 1 or 2 years old. My dad used to record a lot of audio, so I definitely can hear myself as a baby, but there's no video. I think the youngest I have of myself is maybe 10 or 11 when I moved in with my dad and he had a video camera. I always love how the 80s depicts like future, like boards and switches and computers and stuff. It's just like a bunch of knobs and buttons and lights and blinking off and on and in certain rotations and stuff. And it makes it look like it's like a very technical operation here with lots of stuff going on, lots of moving parts, you know? Because you would never see something like this now, obviously. It looks too archaic. But in 86, this looked very futuristic. Shopping mall. You damn dildo. Or what did she say? You fucking dildo or something? Oh, they're using certain abilities to... Like, guys, it's been like 20-something years since I've seen this, so I'm, like, there's certain things I remember, but it kind of feels like I'm watching it for the first time a little bit, which is fun. I can't remember the first time I saw this. It was in the 90s. I think I was a teenager. I think it was me and my friends used to go to the video store and rent like a bunch of old stuff and cheesy stuff. And we'd sometimes just look at the box and we wouldn't even read the back. We would just think if it looked funny or whatever, and we'd pick it up. We often did that. That's how actually we came across April Fool's Day. Because I didn't watch April Fool's Day in the 80s when it came out. I actually was a bit of a late bloomer to that one. I was about 15 when I first saw that. So 94. And that's what we used to do. And that was that's how I found April Fool's Day. Was just like, what's this? April Fool's Day. This might be for whatever. You just take it. You don't read the back or anything. You just take it. And I think Chopping Mall was one of those movies. I think anyway. I know Slumber Party was a movie that we did that with. And Casio, a Casio ghetto blaster. This fashion's coming back. I mean, maybe not this fashion, but the 80s. Or the 90s, I mean. 90s jeans and stuff. Look at him. He's got his collar. Who fucking walks around like that? Some people do, I guess. They're just having a dance in the fucking store. Dave, was there a store in the mall that you had to visit every time you went? Yep. We don't have them here. Oh, well, you mean back in like the 80s when I was a kid. Probably like anything that had toys in it, toy store, or like, VHS movies or something or whatever. I know that I used to go into, but about 10 years ago, it closed down in Toronto. So not when I was a kid, but when I was in my 20s and 30s, I used to go to HMV, which I think they're still in England, if I'm not mistaken. If Darren is still in the chat, he can let me know. But we used to have them here in Canada as well. HMV, which is just like a music store, but they also sold like tons of movies and all that kind of stuff. And every time I was in Toronto, downtown, they had a big HMV store right at Dundas Square. And I used to go, without fail, I had to go into it. Yeah, and I had to look at movies. But when I was a kid, probably Toys R Us. I liked going to Toys R Us. I liked toys and buying stuff like that too. This guy's a fucking loser. This guy's a loser. He's just as much a loser as Freddy is, and Freddy's dead. By the way, congratulations, Frank and Darren. Freddy's Dead, I think, already has like over 1.5 thousand views or something. That's awesome. How much did this movie cost? $800,000. Amazing. I wish I had $800,000 right now in the bank so I could fuck, I lost the movie. So I could go remake this movie. No. Oh, Darren says HMV, his master's voice is still going. I thought it was Her Majesty's something. Oh, it's his master's voice? Is still going on in the UK. Not many stores left, but still going. Yeah, very cool, Darren. Yeah, they were all over here and really popular. And then, of course, the decline in physical media really hurt them. We used to have, there was a company here. If I'm yelling, it's because I have this fucking thing up so loud. I yell anyway. We had in Canada, or at least in Ontario, we had what was known as Sam the Record Man, and same kind of thing. And they went out too. But there's a mall near me, and when I go to it, they have a Sun Records there. And at Sun Records, they have like music, but they sell a lot of movies and things like that. But if I really, at the end of the day, if I wanted to go and get like, you know, like a mainstream film like Halloween Kills or Dune or something like that, I'll just go up to the Best Buy. You know, it's there. Although Best Buy, the one around the corner from me actually is their physical media area is getting slimmer or more vacant, I should say, than it ever has. So sometimes I actually have to go over to Walmart to see if they have it. But yeah, if I want something obscure, I'll probably go to Sun Records and see if they have it. Or at this point, I'll just order it online. I really loved, though, the video store and HMV and things like that, because part of the excitement, and you'll be able to totally relate to this. Oh, wait. Oh, boobs. Boobs have made their way. Boobs have made their way into the movie, ladies and gentlemen. The way she did that, too. Like, oh, wow. So everybody's just having sex on the mall furniture.
You liked it last week, didn't you?
Pretty kinky, pretty kinky. Wait, I wasn't paying attention. Why are they in the mall overnight? Frank, help me out. I love how these two are the nerds, right? They're staying up watching this movie. Oh, that's right. That's right. But part of the fun of going to these stores was the hunt, right? The anticipation. You know, people would often say to me, why don't you go with lists, you know, to what to pick up? And I'm like, because I like the idea of discovering it. Like, I have kind of a list in my head, and I like the idea of discovering things and things like that. It was so much fun to be able to just go on that hunt and flip through stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, oh, or you see something you didn't write, you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that, and they have it, I'm totally getting it, you know? I miss that. It's not as fun ordering physical media online. It's like, oh, there it is, okay, order, pay. It's not as fun. Not as fun. I miss those kinds of stores. Like I said, we have a few of them around still, but not as many. Motorboating. Just a party. Okay. All right. I thought there was a specific reason. Fergie. His name's not Fergie, is it? Ooh, nice shot. Ah. Did any of these people, Ferdy, not Fergie, Ferdy. Whose name is Ferdy? No offense if anybody's name out there is Ferdy, but I've never met a Ferdy in my life. Oh, I forgot he was in this. The janitor here, he's been in a ton of stuff. He's one of those character actors that you see pop up. Is it really? Ferdy is Jimmy from the Karate Kid? Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. It doesn't even look like he's cleaning that. It just looks like he's using whatever was there to wipe to. Guns. Yeah, I love this guy. What's his name? Miller or something? Ron Miller or... What's his name? Is it Ron Miller? No, Dick Miller. Dick Miller. Oh, Frank says Dick Miller too. Sorry, Frank, I didn't see that. I thought it was Ron Miller for a minute. Yeah, Dick Miller. Yeah, he's a good character actor. He's been in a ton of shit. Tabitha Short has arrived. Yes, look at those visual effects. Here it comes. Down. Nobody hears this. Well, I guess, yeah, there's nobody in the mall, right? Except for the kids. There should be more chopping going on. Yeah, Dick Miller. Excuse me. You know I only smoke Virgin Lights. You know I only smoke Virgin Lights. Oh, it didn't work for Tabitha? That's weird, because I thank you, Darren. I had fixed it. I fixed it about 2 hours ago because somebody told me. But let me, 1 sec. I'll do that. Just in case. Okay, I'll do that. All right, I did. Now that should work. That's the link, so. You better work your block. All right. Oh yeah, topless, getting something from the old vending machine. Oh, getting the light cigarettes. Yeah, great to see you here, Tabitha. We are, it's not a long movie. We're about 30 minutes into Chopping Mall. We only have about another 40 minutes to go because it's only about a 75-minute movie. Short and sweet.
Leslie.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Okay. I could see them remaking this movie today. You would have to do something completely different. Well, they said, right, they wanted a supernatural vibe. Yeah. I think you just need to have make it a slasher movie. Make a remake Chopping Mall. I don't even know if you could call it Chopping Mall. That's a little cheesy for today's audiences, I think, even that title. But you certainly could remake this movie. And yeah. Why is there so much reverb on her voice? You think she was in a car park? Like, she thinks she was in an underground parking lot. I know the mall is empty, but did you hear that reverb on her voice? Mike, 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 where are you? Are you? It's like, what? It's just an empty mall, not an underground parking lot. Tabitha says, is the movie really sweet? Sweet as in like adorable? No. Oh. Mike. You don't need to have any reverb on her voice at all. Like, just the fact that we're able to see that the mall is empty and desolate communicates that. She doesn't see his legs. He's dead. Yeah, here it comes. Ah. This is such a cheesy film. It's like fucking Sylvester Stallone's Robot. Yeah, look at the lasers. Gotta love those 80s special effects, man. Oh, yes! There it was! Yes! Ah, yes. Put it on the list. Head explosion, ladies and gentlemen. Head explosion. I knew it was coming. I couldn't remember which girl it was. I couldn't remember which girl it was, but there it is. Oh my God, there's another one. Frank says Stephen King stated he doesn't want Shawshank remade ever. Yeah, why would you remake Shawshank? There's no need to remake that film. Remakes should only, because can you tell the story better, right? I've always said that remakes, in my opinion, should happen because there's either it's either really relative again or relevant again today, maybe even more so than when the movie first came out. It's a film that relied heavily on special effects, and the effects were just not that great back then, and you can make it even better today. Often they'll remake horror movies because they're easy and cheap to remake, and they're always, low cost, make a lot of money. But remaking Shawshank, what would be the justification for it, right? Like, you can tell the story better. It's like one of the greatest films of all time. Not that you can't, but like even Jaws, I could see the argument. And I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying, yeah. I could see them telling a story that is similar to Shawshank, but not remaking the Shawshank Redemption again. Do you know what I mean? Like, they tell a story that is similar, It's about these two people who are best friends and they're trapped and, whatever, right? So you're like, oh, I see what they're doing. But anyway. What are we going to do? Zemeckis said the same thing about Back to the Future. Back to the Future doesn't need a remake. It doesn't. But again, that's a movie you can go, well, I guess I could understand. Maybe they, effects and, whatever, right? But it doesn't. There are certain movies that it doesn't really need to, because certain stories stand the test of time. I think the only reason why you would remake certain movies is just maybe because I guess you want to tell them for a new audience and update the production value, perhaps. But I just think movies should only be remade when you feel that it's relevant again for whatever reason, and you can tell the story better, or you think you can tell it. better because of technology. That's what I think. This music is hot. Tabitha says Shawshank is a movie that should never be remade. I could not agree more, Tabitha. Could not agree more. Cody says, it'd still be a remake, but it seems some of the stuff wouldn't work today. Oh, I see. Doesn't it seem, though, that some of these movies wouldn't work as remakes? Like, if they redid this, wouldn't it make more sense? 100%. 100%. Yeah, no, there are certain stories that it unless you're doing it like a period thing, right? But no, you would, if they remade Chopping Mall, first of all, I doubt they would call it Chopping Mall. It's too cheesy today. It seems like too much of a tough sell. It's not a title that you really take seriously. Unless that's the idea. But no, they would update it. They would bring in today's technology, cyber stuff, you know. It wouldn't even be like this. I think if you wanted to keep it, you change it from robots to like a guy, like a Jason or a Freddy, and he breaks into the mall and he starts chopping people up. Nothing like selling machine guns at the mall. That kind of stuff is very foreign to us Canadians. Because we don't, I think they still do in the US, but some Walmarts, at least they used to, have like gun sections, right? Where you can go and buy a gun at a Walmart. But you can't do that here. You can buy guns in Canada, of course. You're legally allowed to own a gun if you have the proper permits, but there's like gun shops for that. You know what I mean? Like gun store, not, I can't go to the local mall and there's like a gun shop there. That just spells disaster, but hey. Jason says, honestly, I have fun with Back to the Future 2 and 3. They were not needed at all. No, they weren't. Well, most sequels are not needed. Like, unless you're telling a story, like there's two different types of sequels, right? There are sequels that tell different stories, right? Like the Indiana Jones films each movie is a separate story about this guy's adventure. And then there are sequels that are like acts, right? They're part of the overall bigger story, like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. And sometimes you may have a story that is just too big for a 2.5 hour film and you need to tell it over 2 or 3 parts, which makes sense. But most movies that have sequels that are just that are separate stories, just with our beloved characters again, are only done because the first installment was a big success. And sometimes the sequels can be really good, but they're generally not necessary because the movie that you watched has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's a complete story in and of itself, right? Somebody the other day had asked me if I was a fan of Terror Train, and I'm like, I'm not. I don't like Terror Train. I think it's a snooze fest of a film. That was one of those films that my buddies and I would be like, oh, let's rent this. Do you guys like Terror Train? I can't stand Terror Train. I just think it's boring. I will say this, though, watching this movie, and it's probably because I'm watching it in the year 2022, but watching this movie for the first time in many years, I don't feel that urgency because they're robots and they're cheesy robots, and I don't feel like they're in any danger. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like the stakes would be higher if it was like a guy, you know, if they were being stalked by somebody rather than these little archaic, you know. But I understand maybe in 1986 it was a bit different. Of course, in 86, I'm pretty sure this movie was just as cheesy. Frank says, yeah, Terror Train is shit. It is. It is. But Dave, Jamie Lee Curtis in it. So? She's also in Halloween Resurrection, and that's shit. I just think it's boring. That's all. I just don't think it's that exciting. I think it could have been. Like, fuck, a horror movie on a train? Come on. They should do... I don't think we have enough horror movie. Like that, I'm late to the party. I watched Train to Busan. I think that's how you say it, right? Just like a couple of weeks ago for the first time. And I'm not a big zombie guy. Like I like Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. I do like 28 Days Later. I never saw the sequel though, 28 Weeks Later. So I don't mind zombie movies, but it's not really a go-to of mine per se. But man, that Train to Busan, that was really, it had heart too. Like what an ending. What an ending, man. Fucking probably one of my favorite movies I've seen last year. It was really good. Really liked that movie. Ooh, next level shit right here. Have they tried to call the police yet? Are the phone lines down? I hope they are. Cody Snyder says 1986 was a good year for movies. Yeah, the 80s was a great decade for movies. Let's just put it that way. Jason says, what amazes me about Back to the Future is that the first 20 minutes, there is so much setup that they have to do, yet it unfolds organically. Yeah. Yep. Setup is, yeah. And it's properly motivated. You know, that's what I always tell people too. And listen, again, I mean, it's not that I'm perfect at it, but I, one of the things that I learned very early on in film school during our script writing class, where you learn to, you know, show, don't tell, you learn about structure and dialogue and characters and all that kind of stuff, is that when it comes to exposition, it's okay to have exposition in a movie, but it has to be properly motivated. So, you know, why is this character having this conversation? Or why, you know, are these two characters talking about something they need the audience to know? It has to be properly motivated, right? And if the characters, if it makes sense for the character or characters to be having that conversation, then it works. But sometimes you'll see exposition dumps, and that's just when a character is suddenly all of a sudden talking about how it all works or what's happened, and it's kind of like, this doesn't need to be happening right now because that character already knows that because they went through it together. So why are they, you know, and clearly it's just for the audience. So anyways, it's a thing that I'm always in my head conscious of when I'm writing and things like that. And sometimes it can be tough to remember, Yes! Burning alive! Ooh, here's a firewalk for you. Is it going to rival Dick Warlock's from Halloween 2? No. But it's great. I will say, though, Darren, if you must still be in the chat. That's great. Because I know it's late. Oh, then again, it is a Saturday night. This guy's fucking going crazy. Hang on a sec here. I got to bring this up. This guy's going nuts. No use. Go! Run, you fuckers, run! I was just going to say that, oh, fuck, what was I going to say? Oh, Halloween 2, Dick Warlock. I absolutely agree with you, Darren. I went back and watched just that firewalk the other day. Man, he is engulfed. Like, you always know that, right? But because, I've seen it so many times, you kind of get desensitized to it. And it's like, dude must have been on fire. No pun intended. Man. And like we always say, I mean, you can certainly see the fire suit. Michael Myers is suddenly quite a bit thicker. But it doesn't matter because it's just so awesome. Yeah, that's got to be one of the greatest firewalks of all time. It has to be. It's insane how engulfed he is. It's ridiculous. Like, as a director, if I was Rick Rosenthal watching that on a monitor, I would have been like, oh my fucking God, somebody get in there and put him out. Dick, are you okay, Dick? Like, I'd be so nervous. And I think he actually did that himself, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, they're going to hit the propane tanks for sure and cause an explosion. Yeah. It's great. It's fun. Darren says Midnight Meat Train with Bradley Cooper and Vinnie Jones is a great slasher on a train movie from 2008. I remember Midnight Meat Train. I think I've seen it, but I do remember it. You know what film I like too? Darren, you might be able to help me out because I think it's a British film. I might be mistaken. It's not called Creep. Or maybe it is. I know there's the Creep, the independent one where the guy's on, there's that guy in the woods and not that one. It's the one that has to do with the subway, like down in the subway system. I think it's from like 15 years ago, maybe. I think it's called Creep, but I can't remember. I remember watching that movie and actually liking it. Now, if you guys have seen it more recently than I, because I haven't seen it in a while, and it actually is a crappy film, then I need to rewatch it again. But I remember watching that years ago and actually really liking it for whatever reason. Is it called Creep? It's to do with, it's like monsters in the subway system or something. Oh, why am I drawing a blank on this? I can see the box. It's got like a subway. Yes, Creep. In the UK tube system. Okay, I was right. I remember watching that like 15 years ago, maybe something like that. And I remember liking that film. I thought that was a really cool movie. I wouldn't mind watching that again. If memory serves, and it actually is not bad. This guy's getting angry. Shut up. You just shut the fuck up. This acting's great. It's great. This movie needs to be on Netflix right now. This guy's going all Rambo, or about to. Andrew Stevens. Hey, Andrew, great to see you here. J-Man's Movie Cave. By the way, Dave, I loved your Elvis video. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was fun and different. I'm a big Elvis fan, obviously, like I said in the video, so I had to talk about it. I can't wait to see the movie. I hope it's good. I wonder if that mall is still there. You know what's kind of oh. Oh! He got him. The robot's not fast, though. That's the thing. Like, I mean, well, I guess there's a couple of them, yeah. Detain intruders. Yeah, you know what's cool is also watching YouTube videos of people going into like abandoned malls. Like malls have been closed for so many years, but they're able to get in. It's creepy. It's eerie. Or like abandoned theme parks, amusement parks. Those are eerie too. Any abandoned places are eerie, but it's just kind of cool. David Lee Barron. What's up, Dr. Pichet? I saw your Facebook post with the photo of all the lenses. It was quite fascinating. Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah. That was, I posted that for you because I know you asked about it. And I didn't, I just wanted to give you sort of a kind of the right specs, I guess. I knew they were master primes and I knew we used a lot of different types. So, and I knew I had photos of them. And those weren't even in the photos. I think those were only a few of the lenses we had. We had the whole gamut. This, like the music, the soundtrack here is great. I love the music. Imagine if this movie was the inspiration for RoboCop. That'd be funny. Darren says it's the mall from Commando, right? Yeah, it is. Cody had said that, or Frank had said that, I guess, earlier, and I didn't know that. I wonder if it's still there. Probably is. Probably still there. Cody says it closes at 8 on Google. Well, there you go. Linda. Ferdy. I'm sorry. Never name your child Ferdy. I've never even heard of that name. Ferdy? Ferdy. This is a pretty pretty bad movie. But it is exactly what it's just fun cheese, that's all. I tell you, I'd rather watch Chopping Mall. I'd rather watch this movie than Terror Train. 100%. Cody says, I looked up Sherman Oaks Galleria and it's still there, it says. Oh, no, I looked it up again under Galleria instead of Mall and it says 24 hours. Oh, Frank says it's short for Ferdinand. Ah, Ferdinand. Okay, I did not know that. Ferdinand. Not a very common name, certainly today. You know, are they going to run topless through the mall? Oh, the mannequins. Yes, yes. Mannequin City coming up here, folks. Yes, yes.
Get out of here! Where'd it go?
Right back at him. Digging it. Andrew says, sweet meat, sweet. Need to get one with a new jar.
Let go! You son of a bitch!
It's gonna go out.
Rick, no!
Look at this, it's going out in a blaze of glory. That was an epic fail. You did fucking nothing. You're a fucking loser. You're a loser. You did nothing. Well, I guess you did kill him. Okay, all right. Well, I guess he did sacrifice himself. He sacrificed himself. G.I. Joe sound effects. It is. It's like yeah, the guns are even like the guns sound like remember when you were a kid and you'd buy like a machine gun like a toy and it had like that mechanism where you would pull the trigger and would go like or whatever, right? Like, you know, I think you know what I'm talking about. Had like a kind of sound. That's what some of these machine gun sound effects have sounded like. You know what I have to watch too? I haven't watched it yet, is Antlers. Gotta watch Antlers. Going for the jump scare there. Tabitha says, I have a new black ceramic jar, 10 ounce, and black tin 6 ounce. Oh, you're talking to Andrew. Oh, okay. First I was like, what's going on? David says, do you prefer movies to be shot on film than digital? I love the classic film look. Well, I think, you know, nowadays it's very difficult to tell. I think when you watch older movies, certainly from the, 70s, 80s, you can certainly, it's because of the production value. If you were to shoot, and some movies are shot today on film, you don't generally, you wouldn't generally know, digital's come such a long way that they can make, especially in post-production, they can make it look pretty close. I just watched a movie that was on, hang on. Let me just type this in. Yeah, I have to need more time to look up what movie it was. But they still obviously shoot movies on film. It's not as common anymore, obviously, as it used to be, because digital is less expensive and it's just easier. There's no processing and anything like that. But I think if you were to watch a movie shot on film today versus a film shot, it depends on the genre and the lighting and the way it's presented. But, like, I mean, you know, there's certain things you can, but it's not like it was. Watching these old school movies, and they look the way they look because obviously they're old films, and the film stock and, you know, lighting. It's coming after. Sorry, I was paying attention to Ferdy going to town here. But yeah, there is a. Some people will say there's a distinct difference, and you can notice it. Which there's certain things that you can, but I don't think it's as obvious, at least anymore. I think years ago it was, but I think they've nearly perfected it. And shooting digitally today, you know, there's things you can do to really make it look like film if you wanted to. Ferdy's dead. No, he's not dead. He's just unconscious, right? I think. She's the only one left. These sound effects. Why is she holding her pants? She got to go to the bathroom? Oh, no. Maybe she was... Oh, no. She's not holding her pants. Listen to this music now. This feels like the beginning of a Nintendo game. Like, you know when you would pop in your Nintendo cartridge and you press power? This is what you hear? Well, not the sound of glass breaking, but like this music right here. You're like, yeah! Playing a video game, man. Aw, look at all those puppies. Hiding amongst the dog food. Jane Fonda exercise music. Olivia Newton-John. Physical, wanna get physical, let me hear your body talk. That fucking music video is amazing. The Let's Get Physical music video is unbelievable. Ooh, snakes and spiders. Those spiders better get the hell out of there, because that snake, if the snake's hungry, that spider's dead. Wow, she let the spider crawl on her. You know, that's not digitally done. Oh, no way! Okay, that leg might not be hers, but that looks like that spider is on her. Wow! Oh, good, no way! Good for her. I don't think there's any compositing done there. That spider's totally on her. Good for her, man. I'd do it too, but it would still be kind of creepy. Well, that was a... Oh! You know what? Maybe the spider was fake, because they did just kind of... They did look a little bit... Although, no, they were moving on her, though. They were slowly moving. It was an odd cut. Music just stopped. Yeah. Listen to these sound effects. Can you imagine if one of the voices of the robots was Arnold?
Hey, come on. Come on, get down. You don't need now. Come on, yeah.
That'd be amazing. Somebody should dub Arnold's voice into one of these things. That'd be so great. I just realized I had the fucking volume up for a long time there. Yeah, come on. Best and worst of slaps. Best and worst of movie slaps. Didn't Sean Connery slap somebody? I'll tell you right now. Slap. I think there was an interview where he was like, oh, a woman needs a good slapping. Or something like that. I was like, wow. Wow. She's gonna have to. He's coming. He come on. I got you. Oh! Ooh, broke her fall. Broke her fall. She better get the hell out of there. Now, how's he going to get down there? He's not going to go down the escalator. Chopping mall. Chopping mall. Mopping chawl. Mopping chawl. Shoot me! Shoot me now! Come on! Do it! I'm here! Do it now! I'm here! Okay, it's not that easy to walk through a store window, okay? You can't just walk up to a store window and go like this and just walk through it. Although that did look legit, like that didn't look like sugar glass. That really looked like a solid, real window. What's she doing in this paint? Is she going to blow up the place? Fuck, I can't remember. Oh, she totally is too. This fucking robot. He's slow to get places. He's slow to get places. It's not exactly, you know, a formidable villain, you know. I'm here. I'm coming for you now. Yeah, here I come. Little girl, where are you? I see you in there, the paint. Yeah, I love the paint. Come on. I know you're in here somewhere. Oh, I heard you. You're behind me.
Hey!
What? Here I come. Oh no.
Have a nice day!
No. Do it, come on! I am telling you right now, they needed Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice for like the main robot in this movie. I mean, would that not have made the movie 10 times better? It would have made the movie so much better. I would have loved it. See? He's burning in the fire. It's like the end of T2, you know, with the thumb. That's all you have to do, and you know who I'm talking about. It's all anybody has to do. It's like, oh, that's Arnold. That should be the name of a cologne. By Schwarzenegger. So when you look at the box, it says, yeah. I love it. I love it. Come on, Ferdy's got to be alive. Ferdinand. And not Ferdinand. Yeah, you don't really pronounce that part. He's alive! I knew it! I told you he was alive, ladies and gentlemen. I told you. Nice shot. We're going to have sex tonight. Yeah. That's what that is. Schizoid embolism. It's just such a ridiculous. It's not funny, man. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. That was 1986's Shopping Mall. Yes. Kelly Maroney. Tony O'Dell. Put the guests on Late Night with Dave McRae. Russell Todd. Carrie Emerson. And musical guest, Barbara Crampton. Oh, we're not done. Nick Seagull. Yes, more. Who's this guy? John Terleski. That's right. The head exploding. Oh, Susie Slater. Yeah, what a great screen grab. Paul Bartel and Mary Warnov. And here he is, Dick Miller. Yeah, Shopping Mall. Time for some Shopping Mall. Amazing. That was awesome. That was fun. A lot of it I remember, but there's a lot of it I didn't, actually. I remember the head explosion specifically, but I couldn't remember which girl gets it. And it was Susie Slater that gets it. Folks, yes, there it is. Shopping Mall 1986 for this Saturday movie night. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for tuning in tonight. If you're watching after the fact, thank you very much for watching. If you want to get in on these Saturday movie nights, my Patreon link is in the description below. And these are always fun. And this was a nice light sort of movie to watch. I'm going to try and get some more light, funky, cheesy kind of movies in there in the rotation over the next few months, because I think it's kind of fun. There were some serious films we were doing there for a while, and sometimes they can suck the life out of the party. Because it's hard to watch a serious movie and give commentary because it's a serious film. You know what I mean? Things become very serious all of a sudden, yeah. But this was fun, guys. So yeah, Cody and Frank and Andrew and David Lee Barron and Darren was in here. Tabitha, of course, was in here as well. Jason was in here. I saw Kyle Curtis Flett made an appearance in here as well. It's great stuff. This was a lot of fun. So that's going to do it for this episode of Saturday Movie Night. I will be back on Tuesday, not Monday. The Two Dudes show has been moved to Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, or is it 6 or 8? I think it might be 8. I think actually we're doing an 8, if I'm not mistaken. And Tony and I will be watching Scream 2022. I have not seen it yet, and neither has Tony. So we're going to do exactly what we did. With Texas Chainsaw, and that's watch it for the first time with you guys. Now, unlike Texas Chainsaw, most of our audience will have already seen it, but we haven't seen it yet. So that's going to be fun. That is Tuesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Two Dudes and Some Bullshit, Scream 2022. So make sure you're around for that. And why is it Tuesday? Well, because Scream doesn't come to streaming until Tuesday. So we decided, what the hell, we'll just push it one day and make it Tuesday evening. So do not forget to check that out. Have a great night, everybody. Do not have a schizoid embolism. If you can avoid having one tonight, please do. It would be nice to see your faces on Monday or Tuesday, I should say. And the next time you watch Total Recall, make sure you check out one of the greatest slaps in movie history. It's fantastic. It's with such conviction, and it was so powerful and so fast. It was great. Tabitha says, where can you watch the new Scream? I believe it's iTunes. I think that's what you have to do. You know what? Before we make Scream I'm going to double check with Tony, because before we do go ahead with it, that's the plan. Scream 2022 Tuesday, that's the plan. But I want to make sure that is it something you can rent, or do you have to buy it? Because that might hinder some people. I mean, people are going to tune in anyway, because the vast majority of our viewers have already seen it. But it might be something you have to buy, which I will do anyway, just to, get it in there, to watch it. But I believe it's iTunes is where it's coming, because maybe it's PVOD. You might be able to rent it on PVOD. I'm not entirely sure, but it's not coming officially to streaming until in April, when it goes to Paramount Plus. So that's why I think that it will be available on iTunes, but it'll be something you may have to purchase. But if you've seen the movie already, then it might not be a big deal for you, and you just sort of watch us revel in the experience of watching it for the first time. But I will look into it, and details will be along with the post probably Monday. So have a great. It's around $20. Its rentals around 20. Yeah, it will be for sure. If you can rent it, it's going to be around $20. That's the thing, so not everybody might be able to do that or want to do that. And that's fine. That's fine. We just thought it would be fun. We thought it'd be fun to do. But you'll know on Monday if we 100% decide to go through with it. But that's the plan at the moment. I just got to look into some of the logistics of it. But have a great rest of your Saturday night, and I will talk to you guys soon. All righty. Cheers.